going? I think there are a few mega trends in the industry. No matter what we do at Dassault Systems, there are a few mega trends. I think the first one is we want to be the best player in the world to do virtualization of any product design, production, and lifecycle management. We want to do to manufacturing industries what IT has been doing for finance, insurance, and so on. Virtualization. Virtualization of design, virtualization of production, simulation. That's one trend. I think it's unstoppable. As Jeff said, it's much more profound than CAD. Much more profound than CAD. CAD is required. CAD is not commodity, as some of our competitors have been trying to explain. So virtualization. The second thing is we have to be, and I think we have to serve the wave of communities. Because communities are this kind of unstructured groups of people who see common values and common interests to do things together. And it's not about only software. It's not only about, it's across the society. We want to have a community of designers. We want to have a community in different parts of the world connecting to each other using common products. So I don't think enterprises will make a lot of decisions on communities. Communities will influence the way enterprises work. And that's the power of one of the things that SolidWorks has been able to do, is to build this community spirit. But there is more implication moving forward on that. The third thing is, everyone recognizes that now, that whether it's SolidWorks, CATIA, or other products in the Dassault Systems family, there is an incredible commonality between all of them, using 3D as a medium to communicate. Using 3D as a medium to communicate. To test, try, communicate. And the global sourcing of physical things is becoming a global sourcing of ideas, of design ideas, of design methods, of production methods, not only doing the actual work, but being able to trade those ideas. Which makes me believe that there will be new platforms for IP, intellectual property trading in the design world and in the manufacturing world at large, which is this third thing we believe is changing the game plan again. And we're going to act with all our plans to make this happen. And we are doing that right now. And of course, as it is part of the DNA of SolidWorks, having a software which is centered around the user, not centered around itself, basically, the user experience, is essential. And there are a lot of implications about how product design is going to be done. The issue of new materials, new compliancy, the world of new constraints for the environment, this is changing the game plan. So I believe we have some good things in Dassault Systems as a group, and I think a powerful development technology house to contribute to the society from that perspective. So our dream to use 3D as a medium to invent, innovate, to design, produce, to simulate, to open the world to new solutions is becoming a common motto for all teams in the group. And that's the vision statement we have for the group. It's not new. But I think it's so exciting for everyone that it provides a perspective about what we want to do and how we want to serve moving forward. So now, what are the waves? I think many people can have different versions of it. But the reality is that there is this ongoing, continuous wave to enable designers, engineers around the world to use the 3D world to replace the 2D views. And this is going to continue, will be easier and easier, and I think SolidWorks, as an end user of the brands, have been doing a nice inroad there. Then people said, well, you know, I want to do my digital product before I do the physical product. This is happening for the SolidWorks community too. It's not about part design, it's about seeing, playing with your product. And then, you know, because of the environmental issues, because of the global collaboration, you want to play with those tools at every single stage of the actual realization of the product you are going to deliver to your customer. This is in the jargon called P&M, but you can name it the way you want. What I notice is that you have ERP companies trying to do G&A, and we are doing product-centric things. A company, you have to manage G&A, but you have also to manage the way you are inventing, creating, and producing products. The next wave will be, in my mind, a massive convergence between gaming technology, using 3D as a media, not to do fake things, but to make things so real before they exist that you can basically play with the product you have invented before you actually do it. If you notice the way games are evolving, the realism, the quality of the display, the experience, the user experience is absolutely astonishing. Now in games, things are fake. In what we do, we want the virtual world to comply with the physical world. On a very long run, the compliance between the virtual world and the real world when things are done is the heart of Dassault Systems. If there is one thing everyone should keep in mind about Dassault Systems, is that we are putting in place all technologies to make sure that what is done can be realized, can exist in the physical world, and that the behavior of what you have done in the virtual world actually is consistent with what is happening in the physical world. We call this lifelike experience, so it's for sure not second life, it's probably closer to first life. So we are investing massively with all those kind of technology. You have seen us moving in buying some technology from games. This is the 3D environment, which is going to be also online. So if you believe that long term, the power of creating content, which is the power of SolidWorks in this case, is also about the power of having a user experience with that content. To see what you create before you actually do it, I believe there is a lot of synergy in the group to enable SolidWorks, Jeff with his team, to not only expand the love mark, but fulfill its fundamental, the community's fundamental needs for the future. That's why, as much as Katia is Dassault Systems Katia, not IBM Katia, please fix that. SolidWorks is Dassault Systems SolidWorks. As much as Innovia is Dassault Systems Innovia. As much as Devia is part of Dassault Systems.